Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters, welcome back to my channel. Today I am finally doing my beauty inventory for 2021. So I started this back in 2019, however you guys didn't know about it. It wasn't until 2020 when I sat down and I compared my inventory from the end of 2019 to my inventory from the end of 2020. Now I will link that video. I think it goes up there down in the description box, and of course today I am updating my 2021 compared to 2020 inventory numbers. Now, a couple of little disclaimers. We're talking about a lot of beauty products here, so there are going to be some errors. If you notice any, don't tell me. I don't want to know. To be honest, this is actually like, oh man, this last year when I did my inventory, it took me so long, and I remember filming that video and just feeling defeated and so fed up and annoyed. And I thought this year it would be easier to update my inventory. It wasn't, even though I actually went through the year like updating it as I went. It still took me over 12 hours to complete. I worked on it all day yesterday, all day, and then I had to work on it this morning as well. It's currently Christmas Eve. I haven't done any of my grocery shopping. I'm just here filming this video for you guys, and also for me, because this video really helps to put things in perspective for me. So I definitely had a makeup purchasing problem. I just purchased too much. I wasn't spending beyond my means or anything like that, and I do have a YouTube beauty channel, and I was also a working makeup artist, so it was very easy for me to justify buying so much makeup, but that has changed. I've been working on that for years, and I'm getting better and better and better as time goes on, and I have gotten better this year again. However, not as good as last year. So I am going to take you through my inventory numbers. I am going to scooch over here, and we're going to have stuff up here. If you are curious about how I keep an inventory, I use Excel spreadsheets, and they look something like this essentially. And I don't know if it's really like the best method, but it works, so it is what it is. All right, let's get down to business. So I'm going to start with skin, and I'm going to show you my table of numbers. Now, some things that you might have questions about with this table. Anything that's highlighted in yellow, I want to try to focus on minimizing as much as I can in the following year. In the last column, gosh, I'm losing it, guys. My brain has left the building, but it's okay. We're going to get through this. The last column, you'll see numbers in red and green. If it's in green, it means that the amount of products that I started with at the beginning of 2021 is lower than what I am ending the year with, which is great. But if it's in red, it means that that section of my beauty collection grew, essentially, which is not great. And then the columns to the right of the table represent how the new products came into my life. So whether they were gifted to me, whether they were PR from a company, or if I purchased them myself. And if you do see some sections that are highlighted green, it means I don't have any products in that category. Go me. So skin. Overall, look, I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. I'm not impressed with the amount of products that I finished up in 2021. I am going to blame lockdown and potentially being a bit depressed. I'm feeling a lot better now. There's a fly in here. I'm gonna kill you. So yeah, I did struggle a bit through the last year, and looking after myself just wasn't really like, it wasn't a priority. So taking a look at skincare, sheet masks is actually where I did the best in 2021. I managed to finish up 20 of them, and I didn't have any new ones come into my life, which was great. Something that I didn't do this year was go through my skincare, hair care, body care, and like organize and declutter it. And maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. While I was doing my inventory, I did pull out a whole bunch of things to like focus on panning next year. You guys should see my panning drawer. It is full. I'll get a clip of it and put it in. So I have earmarked a lot of things for using up and, you know, trying to get through next year. But I do think that I dropped the ball on that this year. Also, I struggled a lot with just using products up. We spent so much time in lockdown in 2021, and I was not really feeling anything about anything. I just, you know, it was a struggle, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. So I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But in terms of like my declutter numbers and stuff, definitely not as good as last year. And I will compare overall from last year to this year. Some areas of my collection that I really want to, well, I mean, you guys can see I want to work on a lot of it. But I think sheet masks, I want to keep going with that. That's important to me. Eye masks. I don't know why I have so many. And also some of them are like those tubs of hydrogel eye masks that are going to take me forever to go through. So like that's, you know, something that I want to get better at using, basically, because I really just ignore those products, and I shouldn't, because I'm always complaining about how bad my eyes are getting as I age. Another area that it's become like an absolute huge problem is lips in the skin category. So this is mostly like lip balms, lip masks, and lip scrubs. I've got 53. What the fuck? That's like, come on, man. That got out of hand, really badly out of hand. So I need to focus on that in 2021, and I'm going to take a hard line with like bringing new lip products into my life. I think what I'll do is a 2 out 1 in rule with like lip balms and stuff like that, lip care products. Although I do use a lot, if we look at how many I finished up in the year, it was only 2. Now, I do have quite a few peppered throughout my life in handbags, in my car, in my bedside drawer, that are like almost finished, but I didn't actually finish them. So, you know, and having 9 new ones, no, it's a problem. And also, I personally purchased 3 when I only used up 2. So I got to do something about that. That's just not good. Another area that I want to work on is eye creams. I would kind of like to start focusing on trying to find the perfect eye creams for me. I have an eye serum, which I really like, swear by. It's the Genifique, Lancome Genifique eye serum, but that's a serum. It's not actually like a moisturizer, and I feel like that particular item is really good for when I get puffiness. Like, it gets rid of the puffiness completely. So that is sort of a specialized product. I am using it in my routine now, but only because I've had it for a while and I'm like, I better finish that up. But it's something that I would go out and buy again if I was experiencing puffiness. But I'd really like to find an eye cream that is just like the one for me, or maybe, you know, 2 eye creams, whatever. But yeah, I currently have 11, and I want to start trying them. And I think what I'll do is use them for like maybe a month or 6 weeks, and then if I'm not happy with what they're doing, I'll use them on my feet. because that's what I've been doing with the Fenty one. There's no reason why using an eye cream on your feet is a good idea. The skin is completely different. The skin around your eyes is really thin and delicate, and the skin on your feet is far from that. It's just a really easy way for me to use it up, basically. Moisturizer is another area that I really want to work on. I mean, I did finish up quite a few in 2021, which was great, but I had the same amount come into my life. So the only reason that the amount of products that I had went down was because I decluttered one. So there's that. But I still want to keep focusing on that, and I was trying to actively focus on that in 2021 as well. So that'll be a goal for 2022. Oil cleansers, I should get that down a bit. Also just general cleansers, I did well though. I used up 5, but my god, I bought like 5 came into my collection, so you know that cancels that out. And the last thing that I really want to focus on in the skin category is actually face masks. So not sheet masks, but like, you know, tubs of face masks that I have, like the cream ones. I never use them. I just don't. And I like the idea of them. When I do actually use them, I enjoy using them, but I don't know. It's just one of those steps in my routine where I'm like, can't be fucked, so I just don't be fucked. So yeah, face masks. I've only got 6 of them, but I would really like to try them all out this year, essentially. Get rid of any that I don't feel does anything for me, and see if I can then go forward and use the ones that do offer something for my skin, and see if I can finish some. So with the skin category, I started the year with 322 products. I finished 47, I decluttered 16, and I had 41 come into my collection. So I am leaving 2021 with 300 skincare products. Moving on to body products. So I definitely am disappointed in how I went with this category this year. I hope to use up more like shower gels because I have so many. I did want to use up more moisturizers, and I totally forgot about candles, like Candle Who. So yeah, I didn't do as much damage to my collection as I wanted to. Hand creams are also an issue. So some of the areas that I want to focus on in 2022, again, body wash. And just looking at this category, I'm like, it grew. How did it grow? Even though I was like trying my hardest to focus on this category, and I had a body wash in my project pan all year long, but I was rotating them through, like rotating them out. What I did manage to do in 2021 was sort of get quite a few bottles down to, you know, halfway or 3/4 of the way. So there was progress made, but it's not progress that really shows on paper, which is a shame. Body moisturizers also grew, and honestly, I look back at what happened to me in 2021 in terms of having extremely dry skin, like all over me during the colder months, and I'm like, how did I not use more? Like I should have used more, but in saying that, I was using a lot as it was. So I mean, it is what it is. But again, that category, it grew, and I just, why? Hand cream? Okay, I've just failed here. This was my own fault because I just didn't really use them. And it's such a perfect time to be using them because when we go out, we're using hand sanitizer like 20 times a day. Your hands get so dry. There's no reason for me not to use hand cream, but I just don't. So, like, what can I say? The fragrance category, okay, so it has minimized a tiny bit, only by 2 products, but I did finish those 2 products myself, and I'm actually, like, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. They were full-size perfumes and I managed to go through them. They were pretty full as well, so I can't be mad about that. And I do have another one that was also in my project pan and I got through a lot of that. That is earmarked for decluttering when I finish up my project pan. So that'll actually be 3 out of my stash, but that extra one will come off next year's numbers. Candles, no ma'am, I did badly. It's funny, you know, like, you think winter would be the perfect time to burn candles, but I seem to only burn them in the summer. So throughout winter, I didn't really burn any. So my collection has pretty much, it's a bit like, it's sort of stagnated with the amount of products that I've used up. But yeah, I really need to focus on that. I think an issue is that my candles are stored out of sight, which means they're out of mind. And I don't want to move them because where they are is the perfect spot for them. And I don't want them to be on display. I don't like the clutter. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I need to set a reminder in my phone at least once a week. Burn a motherfucking candle. So comparing my numbers, I had 159 body products when I started the year. I finished 18, I decluttered 5, and 15 new ones came into my collection. That leaves me with 151 body products. It's a large amount of products and I don't need to have that many. You know, I really do miss being able to go and buy a new like shower gel or moisturizer or something like that. And I can't justify it when I've got this huge amount of products. So yeah, I really need to focus on that and get it down so I can go buy me a new Bath and Body Works something. Moving on to hair. This was a category where the amount of items that I had grew. And I had a lot of products come into my life in the last 12 months. So I need to work on all of these sections, and I don't want to bring any new hair products into my life. Now, obviously, I do stuff with my hair, and my hairdresser, Madeline, is my friend as well. She is also a giver, and she does give me a lot of products. I also buy some, so this is a combined effort. The reason why my hair collection grew is because we are as bad as each other. But I am set for hair products. I'm not in need of anything. Throughout the winter months when I was going through my dry skin issues, Madeline was really trying to help me sort that out, which resulted in a lot of incoming product, which is fine. Like, I was struggling, she was helping me, we got there in the end. But it does mean I'm so set for hair products. So I have plenty of shampoo, plenty of conditioner, plenty of treatments, leave-in, styling, and dry shampoo. Listen, I don't use dry shampoo all that much, but when I need it, I need it. And most of the dry shampoo that I have has come through PR, and I have just kept it over the years. It's fine. It is fine, and I will use it when I need it, but I probably will never have to buy dry shampoo again. So that is absolutely fine by me. I don't mind keeping all that dry shampoo. And to be fair, most of them are minis. So I'm not stressing about it. I will be trying to focus on using up more treatments and leave-in products in 2022 because they are the categories where I have the most amount of products. Shampoo and conditioner, look, I'm not going to start washing my hair more often. It's just not really, like, I don't know, it's not a thing. I'm not going to try and power through the shampoo and conditioner. I do share it with my mum, so that really helps. So, you know, I will get through it, but I won't be needing to buy anything for quite some time. And if we look at my numbers overall, I started the year with 109 products. I finished 21, which is actually pretty good. I decluttered 1. I had 33 come into my collection, and I'm finishing the year with 120. I will say, when we look at you'll see a category there with leave-in where I have 20 items that came into my life. Some of them, they were single-use products, so it's not as bad as it might appear. I would say I have more than enough hair products, but I do also feel that the numbers on this spreadsheet can look a little bit so it's not quite as bad as it looks. Next category is makeup. Now, this is the biggest category. I have too much makeup. It's a thing. I'm working on it. And overall, I'm happy with how I've done this year. So I definitely made progress this year. I don't think it was quite as good as last year. I'm pretty sure last year was like my biggest declutter, and I think same with finishing products, but we'll compare at the end. What I did do this year though was I was a lot more mindful about how I was decluttering. Now, I've always been mindful about it. I've decluttered in the past and, you know, tried to get rid of heaps of stuff, and then found that I sort of run out and buy stuff because I feel like, oh, I shouldn't have got rid of that. Now I need to find something to replace it. Now when I declutter things, I declutter them because I'm like, yeah, nah, not even remotely interested. Get out of my life. So most of the things that I declutter these days, I don't even remember. I'm just like, huh? What? Oh, I owned that? Okay, yeah. So that's great. And it works for me because I have zero desire to go and buy more makeup. I don't want to replace it. I just want to use what I have. And that is, like, for me, that is just perfection. However, at the end of last year, after I'd done my declutters, I did find that there was a lot of things in my drawers that I just wasn't sure about. So in 2021, I took on the challenge of testing out all of my makeup products. And this year I managed to get through primer, foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer. Next year, and I'm currently in the midst of working on blush and highlight. Next year I want to do, so you'll see the blush and highlight videos probably coming up first. I want to do my face mists, lipsticks. I'm not sure if there's other categories, maybe. I don't think I want to do like brow color and brow setting stuff. So I kind of like to only have a couple of them open at once. I don't really want to go ahead and open all of the products that I use around my eyes, like brow products and mascaras and eyeliners and stuff like that, although eyeliners are mostly all in use anyway, but especially mascaras and brow products, I don't really want to open them and use them and then, you know, close them and put them back in the drawer. It doesn't make sense to me. It's better for me to open it when I need to open one, use it, and if I decide I don't like it, just declutter it. So I think those sections you won't see me declutter, or you won't see me create those categories of videos for that series. I probably also won't do eyeshadows for that video series because I am doing my project palettes video where I just use whatever eyeshadow palette I feel like, and that works for me because I have major eyeshadow burnout, and to be honest, I don't know if I'm ever going to recover because it's been years, and it's only just in the last few months where I've just gone, nah, fuck it. I'm just using whatever I want whenever I feel like it, and then I'll just talk about those things in the video. It is what it is. And that was the first time where I've felt happy and stress-free with eyeshadow. So I'm not sure that I will do like a dedicated video where I test out all of my eyeshadow palettes. Like, the thought of it just fucking I mean, we'll get to the numbers and you will see. One particular category of my makeup collection I want to give myself a pat on the back for is primers. I was brutal when I did that testing out series or video for that series, and I have left the year with only 4 primers. And listen, I don't even really use primer that much. I do have some that are what I would consider specialty type primers, and that's pretty much all I need. It's all I want, it's all I need. Some other areas where I did not do bad: foundations. I feel like that area of my collection has shrunk down a bit. I also feel more familiar with it, which is fantastic. I do still have a way to go, so I am focusing on that in 2022. Same with concealers. Look, there was decluttering here. I finished something, but I had too many come into my life. Some of the ones that I purchased, the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot concealer and foundation, because they're in skinny little tube bottles, I keep them with my concealers. I think they're going to be decluttered, so I think, you know, that's a thing. But also I really want to finish up some more concealers. Also powder, I really want to finish up more powders this year. Look, my numbers haven't changed that much, but I'm happy with what I've done with my powders throughout 2021, because I worked on a lot of like the big loose powders, so you know, I've got progress there. Face mists, I also still need to work on this. However, I know I can finish up quite a few of them if I focus on them, and I didn't focus on them in 2021, especially like the majority of the year, because I find that they can skew the way powders, foundations, and concealers look on the face, so I wasn't using them while I was testing out those areas of my collection. Blush and highlight, these still need working on, but like I said, I am, you know, currently testing them out, and I do expect to minimize those areas of my collection a fair bit. Face palettes, I am happy with how I did with, like, these are colored face palettes. I'm happy with how my collection has changed there. It has minimized, so that is fantastic. Mascara minis, I need to focus on this next year. I have pulled out a bunch to try and pan. But yeah, I got to do something about it. I don't need that many mascara minis. I used to hold on to them for travel and stuff like that, but I just don't, like, I mean, I'm not traveling. Where the fuck am I going? Even if I could go somewhere, I mean, all right, if I could, I would. I definitely would. I was going to say, who am I going to go with? But I already, like, my friends and I have been talking about taking holidays for so many years, and then pandemic, so you know, that's really fun. It's not fun, it's fucking horrendous, but I think you all understand that I was being sarcastic. Single eyeshadows, I would like to continue working on this area of my collection as well. Look, I feel like it's so much better than it was. Like, when I open up that drawer and I look, I'm like, oh gosh, you've come a long way, Hailey. But I also look at those numbers and I'm like, that's too many. Pigments also, I feel like it's too many, but the problem is a lot of the pigments that I've kept, they are special. They're very special. They're like my Inglot multi-chromes and duochromes and stuff like that, and I don't know, I can't really see myself getting rid of them, so that might just be a situation of it is what it is and accept it. Liquids and cream shadows, again, I'd like to work on these, but I'm not sure how I'm going to go with it. We will see. I personally find them quite difficult to use up. Glitters, no change. Listen, my glitter collection, I said in my collection and declutter video when I was doing my eye products, I said it's like they don't go bad, but when I want glitter, I need glitter, and I usually need it on the spot, and it's not something that I want to have to like order and buy, so I just keep it. Now, eyeshadow palettes. Oh, man. Okay, so my eyeshadow palettes, it's improved from last year, which is great. And I decluttered a whole bunch, but I still have 142 and it's too many. Now, last year, how many eyeshadow palettes did I have come in last year? Let's have a look. So I had 23 eyeshadow palettes come in last year. And I remember saying that I would ideally only like to have one, like, for every 3 months or 4 months. I think I was aiming for like one a quarter. And I've had 12 come in this year. So that's one a month. I feel like I'm doing better. Now, realistically, I get a palette a quarter in PR. So it doesn't leave me any room to purchase anything. But as long as I'm consistently decluttering, that collection is still going to minimize. So that's pretty good. I started the year with 171 and I'm ending with 142. It's still too many palettes, but it's better than it was. I'm also pretty happy with how I went with decluttering my lip products. I'm being pretty, I was going to say savage, then ruthless, but I think it's more I'm being realistic. So I have very dry lips. Wasn't always the case. Now I can only wear certain types of lip products, otherwise I feel uncomfortable, and also, you know, it dries out my lips further, which leads to cracking, and it's painful. Like, nobody wants that. So I did clear out more lipsticks. Every year I go through and I do like a sniff test on my lipsticks. If they smell bad, I get rid of them. If you have a large collection of lipsticks, it's inevitable that they are going to go bad. I don't really like the smell or the taste of a lipstick that has turned, so I just don't keep them. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your collection. If you don't care about that stuff, go for your life. Like, you know, I'm not here to judge you. I just personally really don't like it. So like, I know I'm not gonna, if I put it on, I'm gonna be like, yuck, that's gross. So, you know, that is my sort of first step for decluttering my lip collection. And then I try to go through and I get rid of any colors or finishes that I'm just not vibing. And I mean, it has minimized. My lip glosses minimized quite a bit. My mini lip products also shrunk them down, and my lipstick collection, I'm under triple digits finally, guys. So I had 114 when I started the year. I have 199 now. So that's 199. What? 99. I have 99. That's great. If we take a look at my makeup numbers overall, I started the year with 1,159 products. I finished 63, which is not too bad. I decluttered 216. I had 92 new products that come into my life. And this is where I look at like the amount of product that I finish compared to the amount of product that comes into my life. Is there an imbalance there? Because if there is, then, you know, if the products coming in is higher, my collection is always going to grow. Now, to be fair, a lot of that is going to be PR stuff. Most of it is PR. But also sometimes it's really good shit and you want to keep it. So the collection grows. But the most exciting thing about my makeup collection is I am under 4 digits now. So I did have over 1,000 products. I now have 975, which is great. I mean, what can I say? That's awesome. And the last category is samples. Now, I'm not going to go through this as much as I do with the other stuff. To be honest, when I was doing my samples and it was like, you know, 11:30 at night and I'd been working all day on this shit and the numbers were just starting to like, oh God, it was all starting to feel like a blur in my mind. I was like, you know what I need to do with this collection of samples? I need to do a sampled out. I need to get this shit the fuck out of my life. I always held on to samples because I love them for traveling, right? I love it. And I always use it as like a little, it's kind of like a little travel project pan kind of thing, where I'm like, all right, I'm going to need X amount of cleansers and moisturizers, eye creams. I'll take some masks. I do use masks when I'm on holiday if I'm traveling. It's, you know, it's a treat thing. Then I'll have like, you know, hair products and body products and all this jazz. And my goal is to see how many of those items I can finish up while I'm away on my little holiday. And I love it. It's so fun. But my God, why do I have 307 samples? It's too much. Okay, to be fair, my fragrance minis, mate, that's out of control. That's got to go. Shampoo, okay, the shampoo and conditioner, that has blown out this year because Madeline gave me little minis of almost all of Davinair's new hair range. So they're actually useful and they're great sizes for travel. So I don't feel the need to really power through them. Although I think what I need to do there is use up the ones that I don't love as much, finish them up, and then if I don't travel, like if it's looking like we're getting sort of towards the last quarter of 2022 and there's no travel in sight, I'll finish up the others. And if I do need some minis for travel, I can probably get them through her. So there's always that as an option. But again, like a moisturizers. Oh my God, I've got 63 moisturizer sample. Why? How? I don't even know. Like, I'm just highlighting that right now because I need to work on them as well. Yeah, so there's certain areas where it's just bad and it can be so much better. So I'm definitely going to be working on them in 2022. While I was going through my samples, I did pull some out. I also, you know, I have them in my DIY advent calendar, so they are getting used. But I think where I sort of failed a little bit this year with my samples is I didn't include any in my project pan, and the year prior I did. So I was making progress there, but not really feeling like I was actively working on it, if that makes sense. It was more like it was very effortless to sort of keep that area of my collection under control and use some up. So I think this year I think I'll put them into my project pan, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I could just have like a mini sampled out project. I don't know. You guys let me know what you like. I've done a sampled out before. I know some people like that series. If you, I don't know, you let me know. Do you want it as a series or do you want it in the project pan? I'm thinking it's easier to put it in the project pan. However, those project pan videos are so long because I talk too much, and I'm talking too much now. It's a problem. So my numbers, my sample numbers comparing last year to this year, I started with 296. I finished 50. I decluttered 10. I had 71 new samples come in, and I'm leaving the year with 307. The last thing I want to do is compare last year's inventory tables to this year's inventory tables. So I'm going to talk you through my basic numbers, but when I sign off this video, I'm actually going to put up my full tables side by side so you guys can pause, compare them if you want, because sometimes I like looking at spreadsheets and tables, and I know some other people do too. So if you want to check that out, you can. So in 2019, I did my inventory for the very first time, and my numbers were 2,548 products across my whole beauty collection. At the end of 2020, I had 2,045 products, which is what brought me into 2021. And I am leaving this year with 1,853 beauty products. So I would really, really like to get that number to below 1,500 by the end of 2022. I'm going to write that goal down so I remember. Oh, and I'm just really realizing I put an asterisk next to my makeup numbers. I think it's because they didn't balance. Oh, that's right. I'm like, I cannot remember. I think they don't balance because I purchased a palette and decluttered it in the same year. It was a Luna Beauty Moonspell 2 palette, I think. Or it was something else and I can't remember. And listen, I am done. My brain is checked out, so I'm not going to stress about it. Looking a bit deeper at these numbers, you might be able to understand why I'm unimpressed with the amount of products that I finished this year. So I only finished 199, but last year I finished 223. So, you know, I know I can do better. And I would say my 2020 numbers were not even the best that I've done. So there's that. Now my declutter from 2020, that was banging. I got rid of 667 products, but I only got rid of 248 this year. Now I would say that my declutter in 2020, I was more focused on like decluttering. I was like, nah, come on, man, this shit's got to go. So I would say that when I decluttered this year, it was more difficult because the things that I had in my collection had already been whittled down quite a bit. And I did like a lot of the things that I had. When it came to the amount of new products that came in, last year it was 387. This year it was only 252, which is awesome. Really, really pleased with that. All right, guys, so that's it for my 2021 beauty inventory, comparing it to my 2020 inventory, which I started in the year prior, 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to leave your comments down below. Don't tell me I made a mistake on any of my tables. I already know. I know it's not perfect, but you come and go through this many products and tell me how much it does your head in. Next year I need to do it over the space of like a week, and that's what I planned on doing this year, but I can tell you right now I could not find the time, so I did it the day before I had to film the video in the morning of. Oh my god, the worst. I feel like a cheeky child doing their homework the night before it's due. I am going to sign off, say goodbye. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope you have a safe one. If you don't celebrate the holidays, then I hope you get to have a nice break from work. And if you are working, I'm sorry, dolls. One other thing, and I don't know if I should say this because I might jinx myself, but thank you for 40k. I actually hit 40k earlier in the year, but I assume like people were unsubscribing and YouTube were doing their account clean outs. So I went over 40k and then dipped right back down. So yeah, I don't know if I'll stay at 40k, but a few people have been saying congrats. So I just want to acknowledge you noticing that and say thank you. And if you are a new subscriber, hello, my name is Hailey. Welcome. I talk about makeup, how much it drives me insane, and I try to declutter my shit. I also do vlogs and lifestyle stuff occasionally. Okay, that's enough yammering. I'm gonna go. I've got to go do my grocery shopping and edit this video. And have a Merry Christmas. I'm going to now leave side-by-sides of my tables comparing last year's inventory tables to this year's, so check that out if you want. Otherwise, you go, you jet. And I will catch you for my project pan coming up before the end of the year, and then again in January. I am going to do a little bit less content in January just to give myself a little bit of a break, but there will definitely still be videos. I'm thinking it'll probably work out to being 2 videos a week, so there's that. All right, guys, I love you so very much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.